If you are a black American, your nationality is not black American. Your nationality is actually Tamerican. Let me explain. This country that we all live in was not always called the United States of America. Actually, it was called Tameri. And I explained this in my book. This is why your black people are at the bottom in this country. And I have a solution that's going to bring us from the bottom to the top and make everybody non-black go to the bottom. Let me explain. The best way to teach you this is by showing you a physical representation of a textbook that I created. Let me show you. This right here is a digital version of my textbook that I created called This Planet Was Stolen from Black People. And I'm going to read the page that says Day 11. This, I explain the map, and I explain the name of our country. None of you were brought from Africa. The government lied, and they took over your entire country, and they killed your king. And what you're going to have to do is we're going to have to avenge our king and our ancestors. So this all starts off, and I'm going to read it to you, because they said that black people could not read. I find that ridiculous. I read fantastic. So let me read for you today. It says, on planet Ki, which is the name of this planet, the Anunnaki, we created many kingdoms. We created many kingdoms. And it says each kingdom has its own culture, food, music, and entertainment. The first kingdom we will now go over is the kingdom that I, Tassim Deliza, the author, descend from. That kingdom is called the Kingdom of Tameri. Let me show you this so you can see it. The Kingdom of Tameri. This is a dark version of my book. I have it in the printable version, and then I have a dark version just so your eyes don't get blind. They have blinded you with blue light that has been killing your eye sockets. You have not been able to see. So I made a dark version because, like last time I checked, my skin is dark. It's not light. I come from the dark side. I don't come from the light side. I'm dark. I'm Anunnaki. Last time I checked, I was never light. I don't want to be light. Being light is for homos. And we're not about to walk around like some homos. Okay, so the kingdom that I descend from is called the Kingdom of Tameri. We never had a democracy. We had a kingdom. And within a kingdom, you have a king and a queen. That's what we had in our kingdom. It was not called a country. It was called a kingdom. It says Tameri means the beloved land. And its citizens were known as Tamericans. That is spelled Tamericans. Tamericans. What's the difference between Tamericans and an American? You take the T off. And now the people are walking around confused. They have not known their identity. They have believed that they came from Africa. None of us are from Africa. We're from Tameri. This country is our country, and they stole it from you, and they killed your ancestors. You have to avenge your ancestors, and you have to erase them from your land. That is the solution, and we will do this under my leadership. We were known as the Tamericans, and as we continue reading, you can read this on your tablet or on your laptop or on your phone. It's the digital version. It's for the children. All Tamericans were Anunnaki. That means that all Tamericans were black. That means that there were no non-black people on our land. Our real race is called Anunnaki. It's not called black. Race means the planet that you originate from. And I explained this in my book. Race. What race are you? That means the planet that you come from. All Tamericans were Anunnaki. Every single one of us Tamericans were Anunnaki. It says this. There was a war that happened in Tameri against the humans and the Pleiadians. The humans are all non-black people. If you are a non-black person, then you are a human. If you are a black person, then you are not a human. You are a Anunnaki. That is your race. All of your ancestors are Anunnaki. That means that this is your original planet. So, like I said in the book, there was a war that took place, and I'm going to just explain it real quick just before we get back into reading. Tameri was known as one of the most powerful civilizations on the entire planet that we all live in. Tameri, the beloved land. The land of all of the Tamericans with advanced technology. In our kingdom, like I said, it's not called a country. In our kingdom, we had free electricity. We had free water. We had no taxes. We had no bills every month. It was a civilization where you could live and create. We had pyramids everywhere. Giant skyscrapers, monuments, beautiful lakes, beautiful seas. Free food, free energy. Every time you walk outside, I'm gonna just explain how Tameri looked and how I'm going to return it back into its original state. You go outside and you see fruit trees everywhere. Apple trees, orange trees, banana trees, coconut trees. Every tree that you could think of, we had that on our land. And it was free. It was free. And there were no pesticides. What is a pesticide? That is a chemical that is sprayed on top of the fruits. And the reason for it is not to kill the bugs. The reason for it is to lower your DNA frequency. This is where you are absorbing toxins on a consistent basis. And now your body is not able to think nor create. If every day you are eating chemicals, it is affecting your mind. And this is why our people have been doing drugs. Because of the chemicals. It has affected their mind. And now they have no ability to create. And what the government fears is they fear someone like me who doesn't do any drugs. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't do nothing. I'm just grinding every day. I'm writing books. I'm making videos. They fear me because they know that a person like me is going to be the one to overthrow them. That's what they fear. Let them fear because I am going to overthrow them. Let's get back into the book. And then we will talk more about Tameri. That's the name of our kingdom, not country, kingdom. We didn't have a democracy. We had a kingdom. Okay? There was a war that took place against the Pleiadians and the humans. A Pleiadian is Donald Trump. This is why his skin complexion is orange, and it's not peach or white like the rest of the humans. That's the reason why he has a different complexion. His wife is a Pleiadian. They look similar, but they're not. The Pleiadians come from the Pleiades star system. In our universe, there's many different star systems, many galaxies. The Pleiadians, they also die from the sun, just like the humans. And like the reason why you know that you're not a human is because you do not die from the sun. You don't walk around getting sun poisoning. That's not what we get. We absorb the sun because we're Anunnaki. Okay? Sadly, we lost this war against the humans and the Pleiadians. We did. We lost the war. That's what happened. We didn't get brought from anywhere. They didn't bring any Africans to Tameri. That is a lie. They created that story to stop you from killing them. They're not going to stop me from doing what I have to do. I have to erase them all. So that's why they created that story, was to prevent it for as long as possible. As long as I can hold it off and prevent the Anunnaki from erasing me, then I'm going to do that. So that's when they started making up stories, making up some out of Africa, transatlantic slave trade, Middle Passage. They made it all up. None of it happened. They got rid of your ancestors. And I explain it right here. We lost the war. And after the war, our kingdom was overthrown. And our king was killed. That's what happened. They took over Tameri and they killed our king. And now many of us are walking around confused. We don't even know where we come from. The whole time we came from this land. We didn't come from anywhere else. They lied to us. This is our country. This is our kingdom. And we are the Tamericans. They killed our king. Not only did they kill our king, they killed the children, all of the sons. They killed all of the sons of our king. So the bloodline can end. There has to be a new king. And Tassim Daliza will be our new king. That's our solution for Tameri. It says in the book, then Tameri was renamed to the United States of America. They took over our kingdom. And it wasn't like it was a war where we saw it coming. It wasn't like that. It was a war of betrayal. I explain in this book that the human race is not from this planet that we live in called Planet Key. They're not from our planet. They're from another planet located inside of the Plutonian galaxy called Planet Nern. All of your whites, Mexicans, Asians, Indians, Latinos, all of them come from Planet Nern. None of them are from Planet Key. But they were able to travel through space and wind up on our planet. And this is where we first saw them as cavemen. We took them in and we taught them our ways. This is why many of the humans, they have written books. I'll give you a great example. One of their philosophers, his name is Socrates. Socrates learned from his master, and his master is one of the Anunnaki. One of the black people is his teacher. He studied us and wrote books about us. All of their information has come from us, and they created books on it. That's all they did. They learned from us and they created books on it. And that's what I do. I decided that I have to create my own book on it. A textbook. Not just a regular book, a textbook, a physical book that you can have in your house and you can teach your children. So the humans, they studied from us, they learned from us, they learned our ways. We taught them how to create electricity. We taught them how to build their own constitution and how to build their own nation. We taught them all of that. Once we taught them that, they told us that they said, Anunnaki, we want to thank you for your kindness. We want to thank you for taking us in. And we accepted their gifts. But one of the gifts that we did not see was the gift of betrayal. This is where you hear about the holiday Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving was a feast. And all of the Anunnaki, we sat at the table with the humans. And we was waiting on the food. We're like, I'm hungry. Where's the food at? We all at the table, you know what I'm saying? We all at the table. We're sitting down together, talking, communicating with each other. The humans are in the kitchen. They said that they're going to throw the Anunnaki a feast. So they're in there making noises with pots. And we sit down and we like, ain't no way that food should take this long. Ain't no way. But we said, no, we're just going to wait because we are their guests. We're just going to wait. We're not going to do any fussing. We just going to wait. So we sat there. 10 minutes go by. You're like, dang, where the food at? 20 minutes go by. And we get in like, man, hold up, dang. 30 minutes go by. 40 minutes goes by. And we like, dang, where all the food at? In this feast, it was many of our leaders were sent to the feast. Not the commoners, not the regular citizens. It was the kings of kingdoms. We were invited to this feast. And we sit down with our wives. Our wife is there. We're there. And out of nowhere, we hear a gunshot. Cloud. I see my Anunnaki over there. He got a bullet through his head. And then you hear another one. Boom. Right after the other, you just hear gunshots. We're like, what is... And we freaking out. We like, hold up, ain't no way. Like, what's going on? I'm ducking and stuff. They got me. Oh, it hit me in the chest. And I'm barely breathing. The humans come walking in. And my eyes is closing. And I'm trying to keep them open. But I got shot. And they shoot me again. And they shot all of my Anunnaki. And the last thing that I heard before my eyes closed was we're going to take over this nation. And we're going to build it for ourselves. And that's what they did. They took over Tameri and they renamed it to the United States of America. And not only did they kill us, but they killed all of our children. And many of us had to reincarnate back onto planet Key. You don't have to be born in the same family in order to be reincarnated. No, it's a decision that we all make. We decide we're going to this planet and all of the Anunnaki come back. We can never die because we all have souls. All of your black people have souls. We can never die. We are immortal. But the humans are not immortal. They are mortals. And they can die because they do not have a soul. So that's what happened. And they took over our kingdom. They renamed it to the United States of America. And I have a solution for all of this. I have created a solution in order to take our kingdom back. And I need you all to team up with me. Before we talk about the solution, we're going to read the last part of day 11 in my textbook called This Planet Was Stolen from Black People. It says, then Tameri was renamed to the United States of America. In the final sentence, it says, we Tamericans must finish this war and take Tameri back. If you are the age of 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, you have a duty and responsibility to take your nation back, Tameri. That is your duty. That's why you incarnated back onto planet Key. That's why you're here with us. We are all here to work together to take back our nation and to get rid of colonization. They have to leave our land. They are occupying our nation. They're killing everything. Every time you turn around, they're destroying something. You might have never heard stories of ancient mummies being dug up in the state of Utah. Like, hold on. How is there a mummy being dug up in Utah? First of all, how is there mummies in Utah? That don't make any sense. That's because Utah, in this land, Tameri, is very ancient land. Very ancient. It has been known. They might have wrote in their textbooks, they have talked about a civilization called Egypt. And they wrote that in their textbooks and they have taught us about a great Egyptian civilization. They walked around something called names on their head. But I'm here to tell you that the name of the civilization was not called Egypt. The name of the civilization was called Tameri. That's right here. So the reason why they're digging up mummies is because we are that civilization. I have a solution for you all. And this is why I need you all to team up with me. Right here, I started this journey 2 years ago, in 2022. Actually, 3 years. And I said that the first step, in order to take our land back, was we were going to have to create our own birth certificates and identification cards. Right here is a prototype that I've created of a identification card, and if you can see at the top right corner, it says Tameri. At the time, I was still learning this information. And I would have wrote Tamericans. But this is a prototype of the identification card. We are going to be delivering these to our people so they can now know their identity. It won't cost a lot. It'll be very inexpensive. And the reason why we have to charge is because we live in a system to where money is very important. We cannot act like it is not. Money is very important. Without money, you cannot do anything, pretty much. So, that's the reason. And we have to master the system. The first step is to deliver to our people identification cards. The second step is to deliver to our people birth certificates with the nationality that says Tamerican. And then it says on the prototype, it says race. Race, it says Anunnaki. It does not say black. I have decided to change it because last time I checked, you're not the color black. I'm like, you look at my arms, it's the color brown. What's going on? They're lying. I use my own two eyes and I'm like, hold up. I'm not the color black. Neither are you. Maybe our hair is black, but not our skin. But we are not named after a color. We actually have a name of our race, and that race is called Anunnaki. So I said after they get the IDs that I created and the birth certificates, we're forming our own constitution, our own nation, our own military, with our own uniforms. All of us going to be wearing the same uniform. Our own land and our own weapons. Weapons that they have never seen before. That's what they fear. You might have killed me in a past life, but I came back for my revenge. If you are an Anunnaki, you must get your revenge. That's what you are here to do. If someone erases you from the planet, you are supposed to come back and erase them. That is your duty. So, that is what I'm doing. I need you all to team up with me. The first step that you can do is you can help me by purchasing and ordering a copy of my textbook called This Planet Was Stolen from Black People. I explain our identity. I explained our land. I explained our kings. Our kings are in the book. And our emperors are in the book. We had an emperor. Also, a king. We had a king, but we also had an emperor and an empress. We had all of that. That is our natural way. It is unnatural to have a group of people who wear suits and you are voting for them. It's unnatural. So I have now brought it back to our natural way. It is natural to have a man and a woman. Anything besides that is unnatural, and we have to get rid of it completely. I will not negotiate with this. This is non-negotiable. We will not negotiate any of this. A masculine and a feminine coming together. So team up with me, Tassim Deliza. I will give you all your nationality back. We will be the Tamerican people. We are going to build our new kingdom. I'm going to be working on this every day, non-stop. I have all the time in the world to work on this. But I need your help. Your contribution is going to help me build this nation, and you're going to help me build schools for our future generation and our future military. So I need your help, my Tamerican people. I love you all. I appreciate you. And if you can, it's free if you can help me by subscribing to this channel. I love you all. Thank you so much. And I will catch you all later.